The best putters in the world get 4 things right when they make putts: a perfect setup, a perfect stroke, a perfect speed, and a perfect direction. Seymour's patented and proven rifle scope technology putting system helps golfers improve all 4 areas. Here's how. First, get in a comfortable posture. Square the face to the target line using the putter's alignment line. Then hide the red dot. Doing these 3 things will set you up in an optimal stance, square to the putter, square to the target line, and with your head, shoulders, hips, and hands in alignment. Now you're locked onto the target, like radar, free to putt with confidence the same way every time. Take your game to the next level by becoming a great putter with a Seymour.
Okay, John, here's your golf lesson today, and so what we kind of pinpointed here was the same golf swing. The one on the left is the one at address, and if I put this golf swing at impact, you see how there's really nothing moving in lower body. So what the drills you can do is the 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock drill will work. It's that little tiny pitch shot. It's a good drill to loosen up with. The other drill is the drill that talked about is the pistol grip. And because the body's not rotating, this angle from the top of the shaft down to your arm gets almost casted away, and you lose some energy that's going to give you fits with hitting the ball fat, because the circumference of the golf swing gets wider as that angle gets wider. So I just had you take some swings with the orange whip, and I'll let that play a little bit. It'll be a little bit slow motion, but now what happens is lower body's moving first, the angle is being retained, and you're not casting it, and it's actually just sequencing the body better as you're going through. Okay. So the drills we did here on the mat, just to kind of show you some numbers. All right. The first swing on the left is a normal shot, okay, and the swing on the right is the forward shot where we put the ball, the reach drill, where we put the ball forward in your stance. You can tell by how your hands are pressed forward a little bit. And because the ball is leaning forward, right, this is right after you told me you have an issue moving, right? So there's the move to impact. You're at, right when your hands are ready to hit, 54% of your weight is on your left side. This is very similar to the first swing that was out on the driving range. That at impact gets you almost to 90, right, all the way over. It's just a funny thing, you know, that ball's out there, it makes you kind of dive into it and get over to the side a little bit. That's a great one too. That's just one that, you know, help you move. Anything you can do to maybe like build up the stance, put something on there, right? You can get on that orange peel anytime. We have it here. You can use it. So that'll help you just push. But everything go into there will help you.
Rory McIlroy is only 5'9", 161 pounds. But in the U.S. Open, he bombed his drives an average of over 310 yards. Our question is, how does a golfer Rory's size get so much length off the tee? The key to generating distance is what's called the kinetic chain, drawing energy from the ground up through the legs through the torso, into the arms, and into the club. And in the middle of that kinetic chain is a critical link, the hips. And it's Rory's extraordinary hip action that caught the eye of Dr. Greg Rose. At the Titleist Performance Institute, Dr. Rose has worked with many of the world's best golfers, including Rory, using technology to analyze aspects of the golf swing that are difficult to see with the naked eye.
Rory's got that beautiful tempo, but as he comes through impact, all of a sudden something very different happens, which makes a lot of us sports science guys look at this and go, wow, what's going on there? If we look at hip speed, most amateurs are around 300 to 350 degrees per second. That's how fast they're rotating. Most pro players are around 550 degrees. Rory gets to this amazing 720 degrees per second on the downswing.
What's truly remarkable about Rory's hip acceleration is that it has another gear, reverse.
So if I'm looking at anatomy, you got to understand your abdominals, they run diagonally. Those are called your oblique abdominals. They start on your rib cage and they run down to your pelvis. So imagine it's like a rubber band attached to either side, and as that rubber band is contracting, it's going to grab both sides and pull them closer together. So in Rory's case, those abdominals fire so hard, it actually takes his lower body and it actually spins it in the opposite direction. Right there, it's actually moving 377 degrees per second the opposite direction, which is just crazy.
In other words, for a split second, Rory's hips actually move backward faster than most golfers ever move their hips forward. This reverse rotation is extremely rare. Out of the hundreds of pros he's analyzed, Dr. Rose has only seen it a handful of times. And while it isn't the key to Rory's length, it's an amazing indicator of the intense torque Rory uses to generate ball speeds of over 175 miles per hour, among the fastest in the world. Of course, Rory McIlroy didn't win the U.S. Open just by being long off the tee. His ball striking helped him set the Open record, hitting an amazing 62 out of 72 greens in regulation. For ESPN Sports Science, I'm John Brinkus.
Well, the most important thing in a golf swing to me is the movement of the lower body from the top of the swing. And if you don't mind, I'll demonstrate. First off, you start down below with your knees and your hips. At the top of the swing, you move the lower part of your body, not your shoulders, the lower part of your body, letting your arms and hands follow, bringing you into position to hit. But this is the first movement there. Then you release at the bottom. Most people do it entirely opposite. They rotate their shoulders first instead of their lower body. As a result, they come across the ball and hit the outside of the ball instead of the back of it. If you don't mind, I'll hit a ball, and the first thing to watch is what starts first from the top of the swing.